Hi there everybody. We are going to get started with blues licks in the key of E today. And we're going to start with an E chord because that's the one chord in the key of E. All right. Now you may know an E chord that looks like that, and that's great. And that's the way I normally play an E, but today we are going to work from a power chord E. All right. And it looks kind of different. You're going to take your index finger and you're going to lay it down on the 5th and the 4th strings at the 2nd fret. You're going to leave the 6th string open because you probably can figure out that's an E note, and he's the most important note in our chord. The bass note is usually the most important note in your chord. And here we go. So as a power chord, this voicing, this E power chord does not have a third in it. If you're not sure what's so exciting about that, don't worry about it. I will just say that that is the note in the triad, in the basic chord, that makes a chord major or minor. We do not have a third in this chord. That's why it's called a power chord. We just have the 1 and the 5. Then we have the octave of the 1. If that didn't make sense, you don't worry about it. Just put your finger flat on these 2 strings, and we're about to have some fun with our power chord E. All right. We are not interested in hearing the top 3 strings of our chord. The top are the top 3 strings that have, I know they're close to the floor, but they have the highest sound. So that's why we call them the top 3 strings. We are interested in the bottom 3 strings, the bottom 3 notes in this E chord. And that's where we're going to get a nice beefy sound. And one of the reasons that we're playing this power chord E is that, first of all, it has a wonderful kind of primitive basic sound to it because it only has 2 intervals instead of 3. Also, look how I got these 3 fingers out here to show off and have fun and be groovy with. So what we're going to do is, first of all, make a sound with our power chord E. We're going to play the 6th string, the 5th string, and the 4th string. Don't play the 3rd string. It is not going to sound good, or the 2nd or the 1st. So here we are. And by the way, just a little tip about the right hand. At some point, if you feel like muting the strings, you're going to get this wonderful thumpy, bluesy sound. All right. The most important note in this E chord for having fun with the blues lives right here on the 6th string, 3rd fret. And I'm going to play it with my middle finger. And that's a lucky thing that my middle finger's right there looking for something to do because he's such a strong finger. And we're going to have a lot of fun with this note here. So watch this. I'm going to play. So that's the blues shuffle. I got some muted 8th notes going. I'm feeling pretty cool already. Now, look how good that sounds. Putting my middle finger on that 6th string, 3rd fret. By the way, that's a G note. And you theory nerds maybe can figure out that that is the minor 3rd of a G chord. And we're going to do something special with that here in a second. But we can go. We're already playing the blues here. Now, once you get the feel of that, you can start to make it talk. So, for example, you can take that G note and pull on it with your middle finger. Remember how I said that middle finger is really strong? You're going to need a strong finger to pull. It's called bending the string. And a little theory note here. You can tell I love theory. It starts out by being the minor 3rd of an E chord, but when we pull on it and it starts to move up, starts to get higher, it's moving toward the major 3rd. That's the blues, right there. In fact, some people call that the blue third, meaning it is kind of the zone between the minor third and the major third, and we can kind of play around with that, and it's just so expressive. So here we go. So look what I did. I also snuck in, while I was having fun bending the note, I snuck in a pull-off. A pull-off is when you literally use the finger of your left hand to pull on the string. You can think of it as plucking, and you get a note that you didn't articulate with your right hand. You created the note with your left hand. The opposite of a pull-off is a hammer. You can do that too. Now you might go, well, like what rhythm am I supposed to be playing? The thing about this note is that there's almost no wrong time to play it. As long as you're playing your shuffle or whatever, as long as you keep your rhythm going with the right hand, you can throw that note in almost anywhere. So go ahead and have fun with that, and I hope to see you in the next video. Hi, thanks for stopping by my YouTube channel. Glad you're here. Hope you come back. I want to invite you to check out my Guitar Clubhouse. It's our subscription that's got a ton of great stuff in it. It's got charts and Zoom classes and all kinds of cool stuff in it. I just think it's a wonderful, wonderful value. So I hope you'll check out my Guitar Clubhouse. We welcome people of all levels. Anybody, if you like to play guitar, you are welcome in our Guitar Clubhouse, where we have tons of guitar fun. So hope to see you there.